Okay guys, so we're just going to get right in it for part 2 here. So we are going to start with round 6, and we slip stitch to that first single, chain 1, and now we're going to work back loop only, a double crochet into that first single, back loop only, and then we're going to back loop into the next 2. So this one and this one. Okay, and now we're going to back loop, double crochet, increase into the next. So all that is 2 doubles. Okay, this entire round we're going to work in the back loop only. Alright, so now we're going to back loop into the next 3. Back loop, double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Back loop, increase into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat. Trying to get some slack here. Repeat all the way around. 3 back loop doubles, back loop, double crochet, increase into the next. 3 increase, 3 increase, all the way around, and I will meet you when we get back to the end. Okay, so I have repeated that around, and I'm back to the, I'm to the end, and I just worked an increase, and I have 1, 2 single crochets left to work into. So I'm just going to back loop, double into these last 2, and that is the end of round 6. So we just slip stitch to our first double and chain 1. Alright, so turn my pattern over. Alright, for round 7, we're going to repeat the same pattern. We're just not going to work into the back loops. We're just going to work, into the normal double crochets. So we start with a double into the very first, double into the next 2, increase into the next. 1 and 2. So that's all we're going to repeat around. Double into 3, increase, 3, increase, 3, increase, all the way around, and I will meet you back at the when we get to the end, okay? Be right back. Alrighty, so I have repeated that around for round 7. I increased and I have 2 doubles left, so I'm just going to double crochet into the last 2. Okay, now I'm going to come over and slip stitch to that first double crochet and chain 1. Alright, so let's move on to round 8. So round 8, we're going to double crochet into that very first double, same one we just slip stitched into. And now we're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we should have 4 double crochets together right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're going to increase into the next. So again, the increase is just 2 double crochets into 1 stitch, or in this case it's a double. Alright, and that's what we're going to repeat. Double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase into the next, double into the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase into the next. Alright, so double into 4, increase, double into 4, increase, all the way around, and I will meet you when we get to the end. And when we get to the end, we should have 3 double crochets that are left unworked, okay? All right, yeah, so I'll meet you at the end of round 8. Okay, so I have made it back around. I have 3 double crochet left. I just worked that increase, so I'm going to double crochet into the last 3. Now, if you don't have 3 double crochet right there at the end, it's not a huge deal. Stitch count on this big skirt part of the bed dress, it's not a huge deal. As long as you're increasing, that's all that matters. All right, so we are going to end round 8 by slip stitching to that first double crochet, chain 1, and we're going to move on to round 9. In round 9, all we're going to do is work 1 single crochet into each double all the way around. So into that very first double crochet that we just slip stitched into, work a single, and then just single crochet all the way around. All right, so I will meet you at the end of round 9. Be right back. Okay, so I'm coming around. I have 2 more doubles to single crochet into, 1 and 2, and that is the end of round 9. So I'm just going to slip stitch to that first single crochet and chain 1. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are going to start, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a homework section, okay? I promise it's not going to be that hard. I'm going to give you a small little piece first, and then if you do okay with that, then we're going to go on to a bigger piece, okay? So I'm going to pull my camera out. All right. So we are going to start our homework part with round 10. All right, now round 10 is going to be back loop only, all stitches. Okay, so all of round 10 is going to be back loop double crochets or back loop stitches, okay? All right, so we are going to start with a back loop double crochet that should be single crochet. Okay, back loop double crochet into the very first single crochet, same one you just slip stitched into. Okay, and then you're gonna back loop double crochet into the next 4 single crochet. So now you should have a total of 5 back loop double crochets together, and then you're going to back loop increase, you're going to back loop increase into the next single crochet, and I'm going to put a little asterisk here. Okay, and now you're going to back loop double crochet into the next 5 single crochet. So, and what this asterisk is for is you're going to repeat from the asterisk all the way around. So that's, you just worked your 5 a back loop double crochet into the next 5, and then increase 5, increase 5, increase. So you're going to repeat from the asterisk all around. So you're just going to increase, back loop. Remember, all of this round is back loop. So you're going to back loop, increase, back loop, double crochet into the next 5, increase 5, increase 5, all the way around. And then you're going to to end the round with a back loop only double crochet into the last 3 single crochet. And remember, if you don't have 3 at the end, let's say you have 2 or you have 1 or you have 4, it's not a big deal. Stitch count on this part of the pattern is not a big deal at all. Alright, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 1. And that is the end of round 10. So then we're going to go on to round 11, and this is an easy one, okay? Round 11, you are going to do the exact same thing you did on round 10. The only difference is there's no back loop. You're going to be just working the just a regular double crochet. So I'm going to put repeat round 10, comma, only as normal double crochets instead of back loop only. Okay, so now round 11 is the exact same thing you just did, just normal double crochets. That's it. All right, so I'm going to add 2 more rounds on here. Let's go to round 12. Okay, we are going to double crochet into the very first double crochet. So the one you just slip stitched in when you finished round 11, okay? So double crochet into the very first double crochet you just slip stitched into, okay? Now you're going to double crochet into the next 5. So now you're going to have 6 double crochets together. Now we're going to increase into the next double crochet, 5 double crochet. Alright, so I'm going to put an asterisk there because there's got a repeat. Now you're going to double crochet into the next 6 double crochet, and then you're going to repeat from asterisk around. So you are working your increase, double crochet into the next 6, increase into the next, double crochet into the next 6, increase into the next, double crochet into the next 6. Repeat that around, and you're going to end the round yeah, 4, ending with a double crochet into the last 4 double crochet. Okay, so you're going to have 4 of them left. After you work that last increase, then you're going to have 4 left. And like I said earlier, if you don't have 4, it's not a big deal. Alright, so we are going to slip stitch to the first, slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 1. Alright, that is the end of round 12. And the very last round, round 13, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the very last. The last round of this little portion of homework, I should have said that. Super easy round, single crochet all the way around. Like round 9, the round we just finished, the round of single crochet, that's what you're going to do again. So I'm going to go ahead and write it out for you guys. Single crochet into the very first, should be a double crochet. You just slip stitched into it. My writing is horrible, I know. Single crochet into the very first double crochet, you just slip stitched into it, and then single crochet into each double crochet all around. Once you make it all the way around, you are going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet and chain 1. Alright, that is the homework portion I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to pull you out just a little bit more so you can get it all right there. I'm still shaking a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this one more time, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the homework part, okay? The first part of the homework. Alright, so we just finished round 9 together. The single crochet rounds all the way around, and you can see it's got a little bit of a warp to it, but that's perfectly fine. Alright, so now we slip stitch to end round 9, we slip stitch to the first single, chain 1. And now we're going to back loop only, double crochet into that very first one, the one you just slip stitched into. And now back loop, double crochet into the next 4. And then into the next single, you're going to back loop, increase. So again, an increase equals 2 double crochet into 1 stitch. Got it? So we increase. And now we back loop double into the next 5. Back loop, increase into the next. Back loop double into the next 5. Back loop, increase into the next. Repeat that around. And then when you get to the end, you should have 3 single crochet left. So work a back loop, double crochet into the last 3 single crochet, slip stitch to your first. And like I said, if you don't have 3, it's not a huge deal. Alright, slip stitch to that first back loop double, chain 1. Round 11, you're going to do the exact same thing we just did, just work normal double crochets instead of the back loops. Slip stitch to your first double, chain 1. Round 12, we're going to double crochet into the very first double crochet, the one you just slip stitched into, and now we're going to double crochet into the next 5. Alright, and then into that next one, we're going to work an increase, and then work a double into the next 6. Increase, increase, 6 double, increase, 6 double, all the way around. So you're going to repeat that around, and then you're going to end with a double crochet into the last 4. If you don't have 4, it's not a huge deal. Don't worry about it. Slip stitch to that first double crochet, chain 1. And the last part of the homework, single crochet into the very first double, the one that you just slip stitched into. Single crochet into each double all the way around. Slip stitch to the first double crochet that you worked, chain 1, and stop and come back here because we're going to move on to round 14. So if you guys have any issues with this portion, let me get it all back on camera for you guys. If you have any issues with this portion of the homework, email me. My email address is in the description box, okay? You click the little down arrow and there's a list of all kinds of links, and at the bottom is my email address, okay? So work this part off camera and I will be back in just a little bit and we will move on, alright? You guys got this. We'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back and I just finished my round 13, which is just the single crochet round. So I just finished that, and I hope you guys got through your homework part, got through the homework portion okay. Like I said, if you need any help, email me and I will be more than happy to help you out. So now what we are going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write out the rest of the dress or the skirt pattern for you guys for a homework portion. If you can do what we just did, what I'm getting ready to give you, the homework portion I'm getting ready to give you is easier than the part you just did. So don't panic, you guys have got this, okay? Alright, so we finished round 13, so we're going to start with round 14. And I'm going to kind of be a little more vague in my pattern, in the writing of the pattern, just so I can get it all on one page. But I'm going to walk you guys through it, okay? So we got round 14. And round 14, all we're going to do we're going to back loop double crochet all around. We're not going to increase at all. Just back loop double crochet into each single all the way around. And of course, you know, slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and we're going to move on to round 15. So round 15, we're going to work a double crochet into 8 double crochets and then increase. So this round is you double crochet into the very first one, the same one you just slip stitched into, and then 7 more, so that's 8. And then the next one's an increase, and then 8 increase, 8 increase, 8 increase, all the way around. And when you get to the end, you should, I think you're gonna have four stitches left. If you don't, it's not a big deal. It does not matter at all. Okay, so then you slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and we move on to round 16. And round 16, that's all we're going to do. Double crochet into each double all the way around. Nothing fancy. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and we're going to move on to round 17. And round 17, we just work a single crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and round 18, we're working back loop only. I lost my place. Oh. So we back loop double crochet into the very first one, same one we just slip stitched into, and then 9. So that's 10 back loop double crochets, and then we back loop increase into the next. So back loop 10, back loop increase, back loop 10, increase, 10, increase, 10, increase, all the way around. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My video messed up. So round 18, you back loop double crochet into 10, into the 10 single crochet, and then you back loop increase. So back loop everything for round 18. So for round 19, we're just going to double crochet all the way around, okay? Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and round 20, round 20, we're going to double crochet into 12 and then increase. So double crochet into the very first one, the one you just slip stitched into, and then double crochet into the next 11, so that's 20, or 12, increase into the next. Double crochet 12, increase, 12, increase, 12, increase, all the way around. Slip stitch to your, and I think you may have 4 left over. If you don't have 4, it's not a big deal. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, round 21, we're just going to single crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and for the very last round of our skirt, we are going to work a back loop double crochet all around, no increasing, and then you're going to chain 1 and fasten off. Okay, so that is round 14 to 22 of our dress. And my video messed up right here, but I think you guys can get that down. Like I said earlier, if at all you need any help whatsoever, do not hesitate to email me and I will help you on this homework part, okay? I'm going to walk you through this one more time. So we just finished 13, which is a single crochet, right? Now we're going to work one back loop double crochet into each single all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, double crochet into that very first double crochet into the next 7, and then increase. Well, that's 8 double crochets next to each other, so we double crochet 8, increase, 8, increase, 8, increase, all the way around. And you should have about 4 left over at the end of the round, and that's fine. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, double crochet into every single double crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, single crochet into each double crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1. We're going to back loop double crochet into that one we just slip stitched into, and back loop double crochet into the next 9 single crochets. So that's going to give us 10 double crochet, back loop, double crochet next to each other. Then we're going to back loop, increase into the next, then back loop 10, increase, 10, increase, 10, increase, all the way around. You should have 4 left. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, and now we're going to work 1 double crochet all the way around. Slip stitch to our first, double crochet into the very first, and then into the next 11 for a total of 12 double crochet right there, and then increase, 12 increase, 12 increase, all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, single crochet all the way around, and then we're going to finish the skirt with a back loop double crochet into each one of these single crochets all the way around. Slip stitch to your first, chain 1, fasten off, and we are done with the skirt portion, okay? All right, so you guys get this portion done and come back, and with the power of YouTube magic, I will have my skirt done. All right, so we'll be right back. Okay, so I just finished round 22, which was just the back loop double crochet all the way around. So I went ahead and worked that all the way around, slip stitch to my first, chain 1, and we're gonna cut. Pull that tight. All right, so we can go ahead and weave in our ends if you want to. I don't know if you noticed, but I moved on to a little spot because I wanted to take a break from the skirt, and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and design the sleeve. And I've got one sleeve done already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave in the ends of the skirt, and then when we come back, we are going to start our sleeves, okay? So I will be right back. Alrighty, so now that I've got those ends weaved in, what we're going to do now is we are going to start our sleeve. So I still have my stitch marker here, which tells me this is the front of the dress, which we kind of don't need anymore because it's kind of obvious the opening is the back of the dress, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. Alright, so to start our sleeve, we want the armhole facing us, and get the same color yarn that you use for the body of the dress is what we're going to use for the sleeve, okay? I'm going to pause this for a minute because I need to get my camera set up. So I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Okay, this is looking better now. Everything just went weird all of a sudden. I don't know what the deal was. Alright, so with the armhole facing us, we are going to we're going to attach into the second single crochet from the left. So not this first one, but right into that one. We're going to attach into that with a slip stitch. I need to get a slip knot on my hook. So we're going to go right into that second single crochet from the left. Slip stitch right in there. Chain 1. Now I'm going to pull that tail to tighten down that slip knot. And we're going to single crochet right back in there. And now we're going to evenly space out 23 more single crochets around. So we should have 24 single crochet around the armhole. So there's 1. I'm going to go right into the next one for 2. And I'm going to go into that little corner space right there for 3. Let's see. 4. 5, 6. I'm basically just going where I can get my hook. That's 6, 7. I'm going to go ahead and work another one in there for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to go in there again with 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to go in there again for 21, 22, 23, and to that last single crochet with 24. Now I'm going to stop and count just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24. Alright, so I'm going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet we made. So if you look right there, that is the chain 1, and then right below that is the slip stitch. So the first single crochet is right there. We're going to slip stitch in there. Alright, and that's the end of round 1. So round 2, where did my needle go? Round 2, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet right back into the single crochet we just slip stitched into. And now single crochet into the next 2. So we have 3 single crochet together right there. Okay? You can go ahead and mark that with a stitch marker if you want to. Alright, now what we're going to do is work 2 double crochet into the next 18 single crochet. So into the first gets 1, 2, next one gets 1, 2, next one is 1, 2. Alright, so that was 3. We got to do 18. So go ahead and work that into the next to where you have 18 single crochet that have 2 double crochet around it. I'm going to get mine done off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so I have repeated that into 18 double crochet or single crochet. It's 2, 2, 2. Let me double check that. So there's my 1, 2, 3 single, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I worked 3 double crochet into that last one. That was weird. Alright, and to finish off round 2, we single crochet into the last 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So we should have 42 stitches around, okay? So to move on to round 3, we are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet right in there and chain 1. Now we're going to work a single crochet decrease over the single crochet we just slip stitched into the next one. So what that is we're going to insert our hook right into that first single crochet and pull up a loop. And then we're going to go into the next single crochet and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops and yarn over and pull through 3. And now we're just going to single crochet into that next single crochet. Okay? And now over all these doubles that we have, we are going to work a double crochet decrease, double, double crochet decrease, double, double crochet decrease, double, all the way around these double crochets. So the double crochet decrease, we yarn over, go into the first, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first half. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next double, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 doubles. There's 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So there's our double crochet decrease. And now we double into the next. Okay, so we're going to double crochet decrease over the next 2. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, double crochet into the next. One more time, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first half. Yarn over, go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's the double crochet decrease. And now double crochet into the next. Alright, so you're going to repeat that. Decrease, double. Or, well, I shouldn't say that. Double crochet, decrease, double. Double crochet, decrease, double. Repeat that around until you get to these last 2 double crochets. Right before these, you can tell the difference between these singles. Alright, so I'm going to repeat that around and I will meet you when I get to the end of these double crochet. Alrighty, so I've worked around and I've worked a decrease right here, and now I have 1 double left, so that gets the 1 double crochet. Now we're going to single crochet into that next single right there. A single crochet into there, and then we're going to decrease over these last 2 singles. Alright, so now we're back to the beginning. There's our slip stitch, there's our chain 1, here is our first single. So we're just going to slip stitch right into that first single crochet. And you should have 28 single crochet, or 28 stitches around, I should say, sorry. Okay, so that was, I'm getting lost on my rounds here. Alright, that was the end of round 3. So we're going to move on to round 4. And round 4, we are going to chain 1. Get myself situated. We're going to single crochet into the very first single crochet, so the same one we just slip stitched into. And then single crochet into the next single. And now what we're going to do, all around these double crochet decreases and the double crochets, we're going to double crochet decrease all the way. So I'm just going to say, instead of saying double crochet decreases and double crochet, I'm just going to say the tall stitches. We are going to double crochet decrease around all of these taller stitches, okay? So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first half. Yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. And that's our decrease, our double crochet decrease. And we are going to repeat that across all of these taller stitches, whereas the single crochet are the short stitches. I hope that's not confusing. All I'm doing is just trying to make it easier to say, so I'm not getting tongue-tied. And that way you kind of know, hey, that's not a tall stitch anymore, so I should be done with my decreases. So I'm just going to get through this real quick. Oop. Oh, for Pete's sake. Alright, what do I got left? 2. There's a decrease in that little stubby double. Alright, so now we have 2 singles left, right there. And we just work a single crochet into each of those singles. And then we slip stitch to the first. So if you look, right there is the slip stitch. Right there is the chain, or the chain, sorry. Right there is the first single crochet. So we're going to slip stitch into that. And for the last round of our sleeve, we are just going to work 1 single crochet all the way around. So single crochet right back into the single crochet you just slip stitched into, and then just single crochet all the way around. If you guys can hear that thumping, and I don't know what it is, my cats are going nuts behind me and I don't know what they're doing. Alright, so all we're doing is just working a single crochet all the way around. Okay? And you should have 16 single crochets. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Good deal. Okay, slip stitch to your first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, oh come on, cut, and you're done. I thought about doing a round of single crochet in white, but I haven't decided yet. I might just leave it the way it is. But that is it for your sleeve. So then all you do is repeat the exact same thing on the other side for your sleeve. I am going to go ahead and get these ends weaved in, and I don't know what we'll do next. Let me get these ends weaved in and we'll see what we'll do next. Okay, so got all those ends weaved in, and I've decided I want to do a round of white around my armholes, and then I want to do the neck edging right here, okay? So let's just start with the neck. So I'm going to have the back of the dress facing me, and this is the back left. I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook, and I am going to attach to this top single crochet right at the top of that back neck, or back opening, back left side. And I am going to slip stitch into there, chain 1, tighten that back down, and single crochet right back into that single, into the next, and I'm going to evenly work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Alright, 42 single crochet around that neck edge. And now I'm going to chain one, pull up a loop, pull up a loop and cut. And now what I'm going to do is go right back where I started. And I'm going to attach into that very first single crochet. I'm going to attach my white yarn. I'm going to attach with a slip stitch very loosely. I don't want to do this too tight. I'm going to slip stitch into each of these singles all the way around. But the trick is to not do it tight. Actually, you know what? I'm going to jump up a crochet hook. I'll be right back. Okay, I am going to slip stitch with this 6.5 just so it keeps me from getting too tight. And I'm just going to slip stitch into each single crochet all the way around that neckline. And the trick of it is when you're working, like if you notice specifically, I guess with my hook, see how the shaft part or the throat right here is smaller than the shaft down here? So if I just keep working slip stitches with my yarn being right here, those slip stitches are going to be real tight, right? I don't want that. So if I keep my yarn down here where it's tighter, or thicker, that slip stitch isn't going to be that tight. It's going to stay to that thick. It's going to stay loose like the thick part of my crochet hook. Okay, so I'm going to stop yapping and I'm going to let you guys slip stitch all the way around your neckline, and I will be right back. Okay, I have slip stitched all the way around. What's wrong with my color here? And I'm going to slip stitch into this last single, chain one, pull up a loop, and cut. Okay, so there is our neckline. Looks good. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, go back to that 6mm hook, and I am going to attach at the back. Actually, I'm going to attach into the same single crochet I slip stitched into on my armhole, and I'm just going to work a round of single crochet. I'm not going to do any slip stitches or anything like that. Oops, I'm sorry, bumped the camera. Let's see, so I'm just going to go right in there with a slip stitch, chain one, go back in there with a single, and work one single crochet all the way around. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I'm going to do my other sleeve off camera as well. It's all it is just single crochet all the way around, slip stitch to your first, single crochet, chain one, and then fasten off. Almost there. And then after I finish the this white round on my second sleeve, I'm going to go ahead and have all my ends weaved in. One more slip stitch to my first, chain one, pull up a loop, cut. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this other sleeve, and then when I come back, all of these ends are going to be weaved in. So if you guys want to get your ends weaved in too, okay? Alrighty, I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and I have all those ends weaved in and I finished my other little sleeve. I tried my dress on my doll and I wanted to jump on here real quick and show you guys. If your back is open like this, don't worry about it, because what we're going to do is add a little flap and it's going to lay across here, and then we're going to add our buttons. Okay, so don't worry if it's open like that. She's looking great. I have her balanced. Okay, so we are almost done with our dress here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add ruffles. Oop, I need to adjust you. Ruffle rounds on all of the rounds that we worked the back post. So the rounds that have the remaining front posts. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we're gonna do 5. I think we might just do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what we're gonna do, just jump right in here, is I'm gonna get my main color. What is happening? I'm tangled up. Okay, I'm gonna get my main color and a crochet hook. I'm gonna get a slip knot on my hook. Make sure you have enough tail to weave in. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we are going to attach, and I don't know if it's the white yarn or what I'm just noticing, but there's hair. Okay, I need something to point with. What we're going to do is we are going to attach right into that loop right there. That's our first remaining loop. And what I mean by that is that's the first remaining loop from the back post that we worked, right? So I got the back of the dress facing me upside down, and we're going to go in right there.
Emma has settled her accounts, honey.
I'm filming, honey.
She is.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so back to what we were doing. I got a slip knot on my hook with a long tail so I can weave in that end. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into that very first back loop. Or, well, front loop. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then pull the loop through the first to make a slip stitch. I'm going to tighten down that slip knot, chain one, and I'm going to single crochet right back in there. Alright, so now we're going to, whoa, that was weird. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to skip the next and single crochet into the next loop right there. Chain 5, skip, single into the next, and that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. Chain 5, 4, 5, skip, single into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip, single into the next. Okay, so you guys go ahead and repeat that around. Well, if we just singled, so chain 5, skip, single, chain 5, skip, single, chain 5, skip, single. Repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you guys when we get back, or when I make it all the way around, okay? I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I've made it around, and I worked chain 5, skip, single crochet into the next, chain 5, and now we have this one to skip, and then this right here, that's actually the slip stitch and then the chain 1 from this round, so that we don't even work into. So what we have now is a single chain 5, skip the last, and we are going to slip stitch into that first chain 5. Okay, and that is the end of round 1. And to go on to round 2, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet right back into this chain 5. Oh, I better stop. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, that's a chain 3, not a chain 5. Dang it. Just a minute. Okay, redo. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 chain 5s. If you don't have 33, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's not going to change anything, okay? Alright, so I slip stitch to that first chain 3 right there. I'm going to chain 1 and go right back in there with the single crochet. And we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go right back into that next chain 5 and single crochet. Now I am going to mark this first chain 5. I'm going to mark that just because on my little prototype I did pass this up, like I would accidentally go past and be like, holy cow. So I am going to mark that first one, and that's all we're going to repeat for this one. Chain 5, single crochet into the next chain, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain. Alright, so repeat that around, and I will come back when I get to when I've made it all the way around, okay? Okay, so I have repeated that around. I single crocheted into that last chain 5, and now I'm going to slip stitch to our very first chain. Okay? Okay, so for round, get that out of there. For round 3 and 4, we're going to repeat the exact same thing we did for round 2. The only difference is we chain 6 for both rounds, okay? So instead of chaining 5, go up to chaining 6. So to start round 3, and you're going to start round 4 just like this. You're going to chain 1, single crochet right back into the same chain space that you slip stitched into, and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet into the next chain space, and then I'm going to mark that so I don't lose track. And just repeat that around. Chain 6, single into the next, chain 6, single into the next, chain 6, single, chain 6, single, chain 6, single. Repeat that all the way around. Chain 6, slip stitch to your first chain. And to start row 4, chain 1, single crochet right back into that same chain 6, chain 6, single, chain 6, single, all the way around. And I will meet you when I get to the end of round 4, okay? So we're just starting round 3. Repeat that around, start round 4, repeat that around, and I will meet you when I get to the end of round 4. So I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished round 4, and I forgot to mention with these other rounds, you're going to have the same number of rounds as you did in round 1. Okay, or I mean, you're going to have the same number of chains as you did in round 1. So I still have 33 chains, okay? Alright, so there is my last chain for round 4, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to this first chain. And now we're going to move on to round 5, which is the last round of our chain spaces. So I'm going to chain 1, single crochet right back in there, And the only difference for round 5 is that we chain 7 instead of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet into the next. Stop and mark that first one. It's like that. Chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet into that next chain. Alright, repeat that around and I will meet you when I get all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so I've made it all the way around and we are going to, or I've got my chain 7, so I'm going to slip stitch to this first chain space, chain 7, slip stitch to the first chain 7, chain 1, pull up a loop, and we're going to fasten off. Alright, so we have one more round to work and we are done with this first ruffle. Get off. Alright, so I'm going to get my white back. Okay, so get a slip knot on our hook and make sure you have a long enough tail to weave in. Alright, now I'm just going to pick any chain space, and since I have this right in front of me, this is where I'm going to go. So, into any chain space, attach with a slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet right back in there, and chain 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet back into the same single or the same chain 7 that you attached into. Just like that. I'm going to slide this to the side just a little. Alright, now chain 3, single into the next, chain 7, chain 5, single crochet into the same chain 7 space. And I'm separating these single crochets a little bit more to where it looks just like this. Alright, so each chain 7 is going to have a single, chain 5, single, and then to get to your next chain 7 you're going to chain 3. So chain 3, jump to that next chain 7, single, chain 5, back to the same chain 7 with a single, chain 3, jump to the next, single, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single back into the same chain 7, chain 3. Now I'm just, as I go, I'm going to separate these single crochets just like that. So it's going to lay just, I bet that's really hard for you guys to see. This is what it's going to lay like. Just like that. Okay, so repeat that around for the last round of our ruffle. Chain 3 to jump to your next chain 7, into the same chain 7 work a single, chain 5, and a single, and then just kind of separate those single crochets out. Chain 3 to get to your next chain 7, single, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, that was 6, chain 5, single back into the same chain 7, chain 3 to get to your next chain 7. Alright, so you guys go ahead and repeat that around and then just kind of separate these single crochets so that chain 5's a little stretched out, okay? All right, I am going to repeat around, and I will meet you when I've made it all the way around. Okay, so I've come back around. I've got my chain 3, jump to the last chain 7, single, chain 5, single, and now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet. And we don't want to get confused because that little bar right there, that's the chain 1, or that's the slip stitch. Right here, it's a little hard to see with this white yarn, that's the chain 1, and right here is the first single crochet. So we're going to slip stitch into that first single, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Okay, that is our first ruffle. Get this laid out. I didn't move the single crochets around like I should have, but there is our first ruffle, guys. I'm going to lay this notepad underneath here so you can see that white, just like that. Okay, all right, so what I am going to leave to you guys to do is into this ridge, and this ridge. So 1, 2, 3 more times you're going to repeat the exact same thing we just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, okay? So you attach at the back, do your 6 rounds, fasten off, same here, same here. So just rewind the video if you need to make sure you got to see what we're doing, okay? But you're gonna just repeat the exact same thing. I think it's easy enough that you guys can just rewatch what we did, or know what we did. Okay, so I am going to get mine done off camera. All the 3 more ruffles, I'm gonna get that done, weave in all my ends, and then when I come back, we're gonna finish off part 2 of the dress, and then in part 3 we are going to finish the entire dress. So that's the hat, we're gonna make the little back flap and sew on buttons and any other little finishing touches, okay? So I am gonna get my other ruffles done, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I am back. I just finished with my Lacey ruffle part. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them done. Now, I do want to tell you guys, when I got this done, I wasn't quite as happy with how ruffly the lace part was, or the chain part was. So what I did was I actually just separated every ruffle part and then just kind of laid it out like this, and then hit it with a little bit of steam from my iron all the way around, just like that, boom boom boom, and then did the next layer, then the next layer, and then now I like it like this. Now you don't have to do that. I just chose to do it because I wanted it to be a little more laid out. It does still have a little bit of a ruffle to it, like you can see all through here, which that's what I was going for. So if you guys want to do that, you can. If you don't want to, it's not a big deal. You don't have to. But so I'm going to end part 2 here. So we have all of these ends weaved in from our layers. They're all finished. That's all we're going to do. So to finish the dress, we are going to we're going to attach down here, and we're going to put a little flap right here, and then we're going to sew our buttons on, and then we can close up that back. Okay, and that's L, and then we're going to make a hat in part 3. So this is the end of part 2. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. In the description box, I'm going to have links to part 1 and part 3, so you guys can make this along with me. And let's see, subscribe if you haven't, hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment, check out the description box, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.